Hi, I'm Dan. I'm a speech and language therapist in London, and in this video we're going to create an Apple shortcut to be used with guided access. Guided access is an Apple accessibility feature that you may want to use with certain apps, and by using Apple shortcuts we can automate this whole process. So first I want to show you an app that you may want to use with guided access. So I've got this Magic Fluids app up top and open it up. And it's a light version. It's got really nice visuals that come up when you touch the screen. It's very interactive, but it's a light version. So it's got some places that you probably want to keep out of reach for someone who's exploring the screen. In these different corners, as things pop up. So we're going to start guided access. First, let's make sure that guided access has been added to the accessibility shortcut. Go into settings, accessibility, scroll down to the bottom, and these with the tick next to it are the ones that will show up when I triple click on the power button or the home button, depending on your device. So we'll go back to the app now. Now, if I try to triple click now, it's not going to show guided access because I must be in the app that I want to run guided access with before I can open guided access in the app. Okay, so now I'm going to open up the app and I'm going to triple click on the power button or the home button, whatever the case may be, and that will bring up my accessibility shortcuts. And so now you can see I've got guided access there along with assistive touch and switch control, two of my accessibility measures I use a lot. So I've triple clicked again and now guided access is started, but I still have access to everything on the screen. At this point, it's only restricted me to staying inside this app. I'm going to have to do some further editing in guided access. So I'm going to triple click again. I'm going to put in my passcode to get into the guided access settings for this app. And so now we're in the settings menu. If I tap on the bottom left corner in options, I can change some of the settings for my restrictions on this app. So I can change the buttons, I can change touch, I can turn that on and off. I can even put in a time limit if I want the iPad to shut off completely after a certain time. But I just want to do the touch restrictions. So what I'll do is you can put a circle or a square or any kind of shape around different parts of the screen and restrict those. We use this a lot with ads. So if the bottom of the screen has ads that pop up, maybe I put a rectangle on the bottom of the screen. Once you put the complete shape in place, it grays that area out, and that's the part that's restricted from touch. So I'm going to put some circles around these. And if I want to make the area bigger, I can stretch out on the corners. If I want to get rid of that gray area altogether and start over, I can click on the X there. But now when I resume and guided access is started again, those areas are grayed out. You can see they're a bit gray down there. And although I can access those with my mouse, I can't touch them anymore with my finger. So it's sort of set up the way I want to. I can play around a little bit here, and if I wanted to touch with my finger, I can do all the things I want to do, but the corners are no longer accessible. If I tap on those, each one of those, nothing happens. I can't do anything. So I'm going to triple click again. I'm going to end guided access. Okay, so that's one instance when you would want to use guided access with an app. But the problem with guided access is that it doesn't come on automatically. You've got to remember to start it up when you open up the app. And sometimes people forget to turn it on, or maybe they don't know how to start guided access in the first place. So this is when you could use an Apple shortcut to automate this whole process. And that's what we're going to look at now. Now, the first thing I like to do is to take a screenshot of the app's icon that needs the guided access shortcut. So I've got it there, and I'm going to crop it down and save it to photos. Now this step will make a little more sense once we've created this shortcut, but it's easier if I do this step first. So we'll save it into photos and get it nice and tight here. And it does need to be just the right size so that it looks right when you use it later on the shortcut. So we'll save it down here. And I'm going to do a few more editing bits to make it look just right. I'll use a filter on this because I want it to look similar to the original icon. People know that they're related, but I wanted to make it look different enough so I can tell them apart. So this is the icon I'm making for my Magic Fluid shortcut. And again, it looks very much like the Magic Fluid one itself, but I'm going to make it black and white, and I'll save that. Great, so now that's done. We're going to open Apple Shortcuts, and we are going to create a shortcut that turns guided access on whenever the Magic Fluid app is opened within the shortcuts. So here's our shortcuts. We're going to create a new one. And off on our right are the different things, the search windows for all the things that the shortcut can do. But first, before I get started, I am going to rename this shortcut. So it says new shortcut now, but I'm going to rename it. And I'm going to name this one Magic Fluid GA. And GA stands for Guided Access. And I want this shortcut to do two things. I want it to open the app, Magic Fluid, and I want it to start guided access. So over on the right here are all the commands that will run, we can choose from to run in this shortcut. So we needed to find guided access, we need to find open app, and we're going to put those underneath what we've edited on the left there. So there's guided access, dropped it in there, and now I need to find the open command. And there are lots of things you can open. So if I type in open, you could open anything from Safari tabs to files to notes to mail. So there's loads to choose from as far as opening. There's all sorts of commands, and you can find whatever command you're looking for just by a keyword. That's usually what I use. And so here we're looking, let's go open. And there's the app, the open app. I'm going to put it in the right order because I need the app to open first before I start guided access. And now I need to tell it which app I need to open. So it's the Magic Fluid Light app. And that's the one. And so the actions of this shortcut will run when it's selected. But right now the shortcut is only in my gallery. I need to share the shortcut to the home screen for someone else to run it. So I'm going to click on the share button, and I'm going to add it to my home screen. And that's what the icon's going to look like if I added it right now. But I've got that photo I created earlier, and I want to use that one instead, so it looks a little bit like the original. Now let's close shortcuts, and there you can see it down in the bottom right corner is our shortcut that starts guided access when the app is opened, when that shortcut is activated. And again, it works like before. I can use those things with my mouse, but I can't touch them with my fingers. So I'll triple click again. I'll end the guided access by tapping on guided access, put in the passcode, and that will end it. Type up end, and guided access is ended, and now you can come out of the app. So shortcuts can be shared to a home screen, but you can share them to other devices as well by emailing them through iCloud links or sending them in a file. I'll share a link to my guided access shortcut I made in this video in the descriptions below. In order to use a shortcut outside of the shortcut gallery like this one, you'll need to change your permissions in shortcuts. It's possible for shortcuts to use scripts that could collect personal data. So you should only use shortcuts from a trusted source. So that's it. I hope you liked this video. Please share any thoughts you have in the comments below. And thanks for watching.